Man, I hate illnesses. I hate coughs. They make recording really difficult. Okay, so maybe I'll just get rid of the biome type floor. Can anyone think of a good way of doing that system? I'd like to leave like an area effect cloud behind that has the biome stored in it or something. Or if there were more unbreakable blocks. If there were more unbreakable blocks. Could we put command blocks on the floor layer? And, I mean, they're tile entities, but we could store a piece of text in them stating the biome type. You can't break them in survival. You can't do anything with them in survival. And they store data. I have created a command block world before. I don't think I still have it. I wanted to see whether command blocks had any sort of passive lag, and they really don't. Let's have a look at this a second. Now, this is going to be a slightly bad test because they don't have any text in them, but I don't think it should make an issue. So this is going to be a super flat world with 64 command blocks per column. Last time I tried this, I had no frame issues. It's ridiculous. Look at this. This is fine. My frames are 120 FPS. I was expecting, because they're tile entities, to get a serious amount of lag. I don't know, Spider, what do you think? Because we deal a lot with tile entities, are one of the biggest issues on the Gamemode 4 server. He says, I would not do it with command blocks. They're tiles for one, and will probably cause your world to grow in size a lot since they store data. World save file size, that's a good point. Hello, person whose name I can't pronounce properly, apparently. Fjid? Fjide? I'm not sure. You can make unbreakable blocks by summoning invincible entities inside the blocks in such a way that players can punch the entity without breaking the block. Perhaps, yeah, that'd be like a 1024 entities per double chunk. I'm not doing that. Okay, well, it was an interesting idea, but I think Spider makes a good point. The command blocks are ticked by the server even though they're empty. Although I'm impressed by the lack of frame drop here. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of delay in typing either. How do you open the pie graph? Shift F3. There we go. So right now, whatever number 1 is, I can't quite read that. FPS limit weight. Okay, yeah. Fide is how you pronounce that, apparently. Okay. Huh. Spider says just do it the original way and have a not bedrock check in the main system instead of a barrier check. That isn't the issue. The issue is players being able to change the block type at Y0 to fool things into thinking that it is a different biome. Which, if you had something installed which was doing dangerous things to, like, you know, freezing somebody or blinding them, then someone could just place something like a coal block on the floor and suddenly there's a spot which blinds anyone who walks over it. Seems a bit bad to me. So that's the issue. Make a layer above the detection layer with a fill command that doesn't replace bedrock, meaning the bedrock that was originally there will still be there. Yeah, that's true, but it checks for there not being bedrock as well as there being bedrock. So that wouldn't really help. If I meant Y1 when I said Y0, then I meant Y1, Spider. The bottom layer. Q-Magnet says, how many variants of unbreakable survival blocks do you need? How many biomes are there? Currently, there are... how many biomes are detected by Orbis? Snowy, desert, mesa. I think that might be the only 3 currently. I'd like to add some more. Oh. Spider says fill barrier, replace air on second layer. So that doesn't remove the bedrock, but it stops them getting at the bottom layer. Okay. I like that. That'll work for me. So we just need to make sure that the spread check isn't looking for bedrock. It's looking for not bedrock. No, it's not looking for barrier, it's looking for not bedrock. Fill barrier. I'm going to change. Here we go. So execute ID name equals chunk scanner, detect bedrock. So if there's bedrock at their feet, they kill themselves. Okay. I'm going to change this back to 20, which I think is still more than it needs to be. Here it is. So execute at E, name equals GM4CS, detect barrier, execute, detect bedrock. Wait, what? Oh, okay, so if there's a barrier at its feet and there's bedrock 32 blocks in the negative Z, it summons the area effect cloud. That makes sense. How do we best detect not barrier? I mean, we can use stats, I guess. We're already using stats on the area effect cloud via GM4 chunk AF, but GM4 chunk AF is assigned over here currently, so that stat won't be stored on it until it checks for snow, which will be possibly after this check. Lolo says you can detect some biomes using rabbits that spawn in certain biomes. That's an interesting idea. I hadn't actually considered that, because in current 1.9, the skin on rabbits is based on the biome they spawn in. The question is, when do they spawn? Like, will they spawn... Are they populated in the same game tick as the terrain? I think they might be. That's kind of a cool idea, actually. I don't know whether it's feasible. I mean, you'd have to do a lot of executes on rabbits. But it might work. That's kind of a really cool idea. I wonder how unique this colour of rabbits are. Like, it would detect desert, although you'd only be able to detect the biome in areas where the rabbits spawn, so it's a little bit patchy. But quite a cool thought. I hadn't even considered that, really. Spider says just use a tag. That's a good point. Just going to go through this process again to make sure I haven't missed anything. Yep. Here's a bedrock check. It's fine. Oops. We are just looking for barrier checks in case there are any surprise ones. I'm watching an anime at the moment called Erased, by the way. Highly recommend it. Really good anime. Very edge of your seat. Feels. All the feels. Okay, I think we're good. I think it's just here where it's detecting the barrier. So, Q-Magnet says there are 4 damage values of end portal frame that are empty. That'd be kind of cool. That would be a good solution. I think on the whole, Spider's idea is a little better. Are end portal frames tile entities? I don't actually know if they are or not. Q-Magnet is wondering exactly what I'm trying to do. So currently we're working on the chunk scanning system, and we are detecting the biome based on environmental uniquenesses to a biome. And what I want to do is the very bottom layer where there is normally bedrock, I want to put a block to indicate what kind of biome it is. So if it's a snowy biome, put a snow block. So that if somebody's walking around in a snowy biome and somebody decides in conjunction with this Orbis module that they want to make a system that gives you hypothermia if you're in a snowy area, then they can just check for a snow block at Y1 or Y0 directly under the player. But the problem with a snow layer block is that people can dig down to it and they can destroy the snow block and put another block there, or in an area that isn't a snow biome they could place a snow block there, in which case they can trick the system. So I wanted an unbreakable version of that, some kind of indicator block that tells the system what biome it is without the player being able to mess with it. I can't just put a solid layer of bedrock on top of the snow block because I use the pattern of the bedrock in the floor to generate the contents of chests in custom dungeons and to populate spawners inside things as well. What Spider is suggesting though is that we just replace anything that isn't wait, what? What was his suggestion? Does that actually work? He was saying something about replacing everything that isn't bedrock on layer 1 with air, but sorry, with a barrier. Is that a thing? I'm just trying to find his command again now. Fill barrier, replace air on second layer. But there is, okay, there is no air on the second layer. So that might not actually work. Oh, RoboBrian put the Japanese name of the erased anime, which I'm not going to try and pronounce because I think I'm going to get it wrong. But yeah. You could also replace y equals 6 with bedrock. That is a good suggestion. Larat, I watch it subbed. I watch some animes subbed and some dubbed. It depends on how good the dub is. Because with a dubbed anime, I can work and watch at the same time. Whereas with a subbed anime, I have to pay complete attention because I have to read. So I generally prefer dubbed, just because I like to multitask. But otherwise, yeah, Spider, your fill replace barrier with fill replace air. Fill air replace barrier doesn't work for the second layer because there's no air. RoboBrian says replace y equals 6 with bedrock. That is an option. we would be kind of cutting off part of the world. I use 5 layers of ground. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge amount of loss, but it feels a bit. I guess it would solve the problem. So we've got the bottom layer of bedrock, which is now currently barrier. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of random bedrock shapes, and then up here, up here is there's no bedrock at this layer, so we could replace everything on this layer with bedrock and just cut off a little bit of the floor. I don't know how much people would be annoyed by that. Okay, Spider says clone only bedrock to Y0, fill the layer it's from with bedrock, with barriers I'm assuming he means, and then clone the original bedrock back up. That'd be an option. Man, so many choices. I think it might be good for a good system, though. Might be worth doing. So I'm gonna shift all this over by what, 2 command blocks? And come to think of it, that actually has to stay here. What is that even doing? That's filling bedrock, filling barrier. That is triggering that thing over there. And so here we can do the kill check. So scoreboard players tag at E name equals GM4CS. Remove GM4 bedrock. GM4CS, and then execute at E name equals GM4CS detect bedrock scoreboard players set at EC equals 1 0 oop, R equals 0 tag add GM4 bedrock. Right? Okay. Larry says I missed diamonds earlier. I don't really need them right now. Thank you though. So we remove the bedrock tag from all GM4CS armor stands. We add it to anything that is bedrock below it. There's a double space there, I think. Yeah. And then here, instead of detecting bedrock, we can just go kill at E tag equals GM4 bedrock. Okay. And then here, I don't know why we're detecting for barrier here, because we've already killed anything that has bedrock at its feet, right? Get rid of this. Yeah, we can get rid of the second execute and just go gm4 cs tag equals not gm4 bedrock. I think this is good. I'm messing with my system. I think this is all good. I think we're okay. It's gonna be alright. We're gonna survive this. I hope. Like that. I think that's it. Okay. Robo Brian, I have not seen that manga, that anime, The Irregular at Magic High School. I've seen a lot, but there are a lot, so that is not one I've watched. Let's change that to 20. We missed that. 20, 20, 20. Oh, 120. 20. Okay, so I'm going to prune the chunks and we're just going to go see if that's working properly. He's a maniac, maniac on the prune floor. I'm really sad about the falling sand clocks. I really don't want to have to go update all those modules again. Oh well. TP 6100. This is what you get for working with Minecraft. Seems to be scanning okay. Now we just have to add the barrier bit to the system. It's not placing... Oh, I disabled the snow placing, so that's probably why it's still working. Let's go back, fix that, and then try and put the clone thing, set the clone thing up. Wait, what? Why is this highlighted? Why is this pillar here? Okay, well, I think we're okay. Okay. So we want to clone the top layer of bedrock to the bottom layer of bedrock. Then we want to fill barriers at the top level of bedrock, and then we want to copy the bedrock from the bottom layer back to the top layer, and then place barriers on the bottom layer. Again. You didn't miss a huge amount. I don't know how long you were gone for, Zara on the Changelings. I'm not entirely sure what you missed, but we did some talking. We did a lot of talking. Okay, so Uh, where am I going to put this? I guess before this one here. So we need to clone it down, fill barriers, clone it up. So we need 3 more command block spaces. Your name is pronounced Zaurun? Zaurun. Not Zoron. Zaurun. Okay. Zauron the Changeling. Got it. So 1, 2, 3. Going here. Okay. So... Oh god. We're going to have to make sure we don't do this in a place that it doesn't need to be done to as well. So we're probably going to have to tag it or something. Or not. In fact, we want to copy this. So the first step is to place barriers on the ground floor. Then we clone the top layer up. So execute, detect, bedrock, there's no longer bedrock there. I guess we'll do this. Oop. Clone. Is it? Is Y is Y1 or Y0 the bottom layer of bedrock? I'm guessing it's 0. So Y5 should be the top layer. So blank to 31, 2, blank, 0, blank. Clone, I'm going to have to look this up. Masked. Filtered. Filtered. I think that's right. So filtered normal Minecraft bedrock. Right, so that'll clone it down. Then we fill layer 5 with barriers. That's not necessarily true anymore. There may be bedrock, there may be barrier at this height. So I guess we have to get rid of that. Fill 5, 5, 5 barrier. And we need more space. Okay. So that's barrier at the bottom level. We have to replace the bottom level with barrier afterwards because otherwise if the player stood directly above it, it'll think it hasn't been scanned yet. But for now I'm going to disable it so that we can check if it's cloning it down. Then we clone it back up, I think. So copy that, put it here, get rid of the detect, clone at 0, 0, 2, 5. Yes, Dordir, it is a coincidence that the levels on Beam are called Sparks. Funnily enough, I know people like me, but they don't like me that much. The people at Beam don't anyway. God. Right, you guys have been watching me. Have I made any silly mistakes? That feels like it was okay. Let's go do some pruning. I'm going to need to fill Y0 with air. Am I? Y0 is going to be all barrier. Why did I go to Gamemode 0? It sets it to barrier, then it clones it down. Oh my god! Well, that's a weird side effect. I guess it hasn't cloned it up right then. So the bottom... yeah, something's gone wrong here. There's supposed to be some bedrock on this level. But there isn't. Okay. So... that is Y0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 is Y4. Okay, I think I copied the wrong height. It's Y4, not Y5. That'll be what it is, hopefully. Makes sense to me. So fill barrier, this becomes a 4. So it was cloning from and cloning to the wrong place. Alright, let's have a look again. Whoa, okay. That looks more promising. Yeah, that looks like it's doing it. It's messy. Obviously, if you're in a cave or something, you won't notice that, although you may find a cave going down to that level that there's a bit of a weird flaw. But I guess that'll do. You can see where the chunks were loaded from before. So that copies the floor. And then finally we just replace the bottom completely with barriers. But, okay, that seems to be working. What do you guys think? Looks alright to me. Do you reckon it's going to be laggier, the world, because it's got to load all of that visually for the player? Or is that not loaded if they can't see it like this? You'll only see it in Gamemode 3, right? Because it's technically rendering a lot more faces. But if they can't see it, maybe it won't render it. I'm not entirely sure. Getting 120 FPS still, pretty much, so... Okay, so we just want to activate that. We've activated the snow thing, so let's go and have a look at the snow again. That's looking promising-ish. I don't think it's scanned for snow over here. That's weird. It's not cloning up here in the snowy biomes. Is this left over from... Oh, that was weird. Huh. The snowy ones appear to be breaking something. Because it's putting snow on the bottom layer, but there's no bedrock on the layer above, which is kind of like still detecting for bedrock to fill with barrier. It may not be bedrock. Sorry, Spider, what's detecting for bedrock? We're getting light updates as well because of the barriers. I don't like that they're transparent in this particular instance. So all the snow area is kind of messing up the bedrock system. It's still scanning, but it's well, this bit worked. It's almost as if it's Oh, I see. Okay, Spider's pointed out why the final barrier fill isn't working. But the top layer thing is a bit annoying. I have a feeling that somehow the snow is being placed before the chunks can be scanned or something. But some of the snowy areas are fine. So it's this inconsistency again. Like this is, I can understand why this is here because it's not a snowy biome, although it probably should be. Some snowy ones are fine, some aren't. We're getting really weird light stuff down here though because of the barriers. And we have a world error here or something. Okay, it's just completely unchecked, ungenerated chunk. What the? Apparently it's too good to check this chunk. Where are we? We're in positive coordinates. These chunks here are just... doesn't care about them. Okay. Spider says Sparks fixie dang system. Huh. So... damn. If I disable this... don't know why I did that. Do we stop seeing that behavior completely? Let's have a look and see what the floor is doing now. Floor is looking a lot spikier. So I think the floor, the snow filling is the issue. The bottom is now pure, which is good. So that bit in itself is working, but it's like I don't understand how these executes are working, because some things seem to be happening before the chain completes and others don't. I'm wondering if the clone commands wait until the next tick to run or something. Spider says at this point just put the biome marker at Y1 instead of 0. I don't understand how that would help. I need to check the bedrock at Y1 as well. Or make Y5 solid bedrock. I mean, you have a point. Currently I've put barriers at Y4, so putting bedrock at Y5 would only be losing one layer compared to the current system. Found snow. Still checking this area for something around here is still looking for snow constantly, which it shouldn't be doing if I'm staying still. Where is it checking for snow? Ugh. That's pretty. Just goes down to barriers. Man, that looks really messy. How badly do people want chunk markers in this system? Hello, chunks? Oh, we've got another patch of purity here. For no good reason. Spiders has put the bar markers at Y1 instead of Y0 because the snow fill wouldn't interfere with the bedrock clones. Yeah, but I'm using Y1 as a system as well. Okay, you know what? I don't like the barriers at this height. I'm a bit worried about the light updates they're causing. and it just looks like a mess. This is an interesting cave. We really need more blocks in Minecraft, more types of block to play with. Okay. I don't know what to do here. Filling any block does not cause a light update. No, Spider. Only filling a transparent block causes light updates. No9s, we talked earlier about replacing just a single block. We'd have to constantly check for the player's coordinates to work out where they are in a chunk. Tom Helduff suggests the structure block. I'm not going to use that. Firstly, it's a potentially soon to be removed block, so I don't want to use it, and it also gives off light, so it'll be light updates, and it's a tile entity, so I don't want to use it for that reason as well. Oh man. It keeps finding snow. It shouldn't be finding snow. If I fly around here a bit, it should stop saying getting pause. Spider says, what's the main issue right now? Light updates. The main issue, I think, is that it isn't working safely, and light updates, and it just looks messy. That getting pause message means that that huge line of command blocks here is being run. And I don't like that. It shouldn't be running all the time. So I don't know why it is. I think maybe because I've been culling the chunks around this area. I'll just fly over here a second. Will it settle down? It's not. I'm not going... I don't like the barriers up at Y4, to be honest. I think I'm going to remove that. And yes, Spider, it is possible to access Y0 and change a block in survival. Oh look, it stopped looking for more blocks. That's good. Let's move this back. Whoop. Okay. I think we're just gonna leave it for now as a future me's problem. Currently there's nothing that actually uses that biome detection anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it for future me to worry about. Got quite a few more of these to copy over, but I don't think that's really stream worthy. It's just copy pasting and then doing the same thing for mesas and deserts. I don't think there's anything I really want to change about those, so I suppose I'll do those off camera, and then in the next stream we will convert a... Oh, hi Swinksy, welcome. We're about to finish streaming. In the next stream we will go ahead and convert one of the structure spawners over to 1.9. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for dropping by, Swinksy. Nice timing. I will see you all next time. Bye.